I feel good today, Soundbar. We're gonna make some money. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to that party, we're gonna get some pussy. I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. I'll fuck anything that moves.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics. Perhaps the most famous classic in all the world of music.
The first time around, you didn't quite understand our new style to speak.
Yeah, I'm doing this shit for life, I'm being honest. They mad cause they see me moving faster than Sonic.
The day of the Geechee is gone, boy. And you going with it.
Cool best cousins, block hugging, bitches like in danger.
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah. Allah.
What up, y'all? What is it? Today's a good day. Just waking up, man. Got a lot on my mind. And I'm just, due to this week's activities, man, where I've been online and I've been on YouTube, a lot of things have been stirring within my soul, bruh. Because when you out here, man, when you really living the life that you claim to live, you know, you just gotta shake your head at these fake ass niggas online, man. These is just the most out of touch individuals you ever want to meet in your life, man. So, like I said, something been stirring in my soul, bruh. A lot of cats ain't understanding what's really going on here because they are out of touch, because they living on Sesame Street, man. Before I start off, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Golden Eagle 99 for, a lot of times I forget. A lot of dudes don't know what they need to know when I go ahead and spit what I spit on my podcast, man. But he made some clarifications about me talking about Lil Yummy. And, yeah, let me go ahead and read what my boy Golden Eagle said. Excuse me, y'all. Let me get my mind right quick. Shoot. Got a lot on my mind, but yet when I wake up, my processor's still kind of cold. It's got to warm up. Golden Eagle writes, under my latest video, small time petty criminal hobosexual wants that work, and he did get that work. Ooh, yeah. Golden Eagle writes, for those that don't know, Big Mike was referring to Robert Yummy Sandifer, who was killed in Chicago and was on the cover of Time magazine in 1994. Yeah, that's me trying to let cats know that when you out here for real, when you out here for real in these streets, man, everybody is Godzilla, man. This little Yummy nigga, he was a neighborhood menace. He was a terror. He was going around doing all sorts of crazy shit. I believe he was in Chicago, man. And I was making that equivalency, man. I was trying to show the female counterpart to the little Yummy. You got little females out here who are around the same age, who are demon seeds as well. A lot of people don't want to admit that. They don't want to recognize that. But once again, if you out here for real in these streets, if you a street nigga that's worth your salt, nigga, you know better. You know better. And you know who the fuck I'm talking to. Nigga. Fuck out of here with that Sesame Street ass shit you preaching to these people, nigga. Anyway, let me go ahead and talk about the fact that I spent a lot of time analyzing shit, man. When I worked at the joint, when I was doing foster care, and I seen so much injustice towards black men. It was just ridiculous, man. And so to this day, I mean, I guess you could say I'm biased. Even though I try not to be, I'm really into the facts of the case, man. But, my knee-jerk reaction when I hear about a brother who is being found guilty in the court of law, I don't even, I don't buy that shit. I always want to look at the facts of the case. Even though a court may have said a brother's guilty, I still want to look at the facts, man. I still want to look at the evidence. Because I know how courts get it wrong all the time. And we got so-called pro-black niggas around here walking around, you know, like they got amnesia, bruh. But I ain't got amnesia. I remember all them horror stories I heard when I was working the block for 10 fucking years. I remember the horror stories while I was doing foster care for 8 years. I heard it from both sides, man. I do sympathize with the children who have been abused. That happens a lot. But yet and still, no one wants to talk about the flip side. No one wants to talk about the demonic seeds, man, who... I'm sorry, y'all, they out there. And if you go to court, and if you have the displeasure of actually trying to prove to court that you didn't do something to a child, good luck. Good fucking luck. I remember, man, back in 2004, I knew a dude. Good dude, too, man. He had this 9-year-old demon seed, this 9-year-old Lolita, man. And I remember plain as day, bro. I was over at his crib, man. And he was having a little argument with this 9-year-old child, man. She wanted to just go to the store. She wanted to go buy some candy or some shit, man. They had some sort of altercation where she was just thoroughly flipping out. This was a dude who was doing foster care with me. And he was a good dude, and he had a wife, and he had his own biological children in the house. But his woman also wanted to do foster care. His woman also wanted to take care of other children. So he had this 9-year-old girl up in his shit, and she already knew the game. I heard her say this shit out of her mouth. She said, if you don't take me to the store, I'm going to tell them that you've been touching me. Nigga, I got out of there so quick. I said, oh, hell no. I'm about to bounce, nigga. Now, a lot of y'all would be saying, oh, that's reprehensible. How could he have done that? A lot of y'all, right from the grip, is going to believe that he actually did that shit. But, man, come on, man. Would a child actually frame that accusation that way? Would a child actually say, look, if you don't take me to the store, I'm going to tell them you've been touching me? Does that sound like she's been traumatized? I mean, would a child actually have the emotional intelligence to actually use that sort of shit as leverage? Unless they've had experience doing that sort of shit? I mean, these are things that I think about, man. When I hear people say stuff and children say stuff, I don't like the rest of you motherfuckers, man. I'm like a goddamn private investigator. I'm a detective on this shit, man. I'm like, oh, hell no. The way she said that shit, the way she framed that shit, the way she used that shit as leverage. Nah, man, that's a lie. That's a motherfucking lie. I ain't buying that shit. If she's really getting touched on, she's supposed to be traumatized, right? Don't sound like she traumatized to me. Shit. But in any case, I got the fuck up out of there. I don't need them problems. I couldn't understand why he was doing foster care and taking in girls anyway. No way in hell I'd do that shit. I told the foster care agency, hey, don't you send me no females. We ain't doing that shit. Males only. Just the overall energy and demeanor and the way she presented that shit, it screamed of, I'm lying and I'm going to railroad you if I don't get my motherfucking way. That's the way I perceived it. That's the way I took it. So here she is, 9-year-old, already hip to the game, already lying on a nigga, man. I didn't buy that shit for 1 minute, man. Like I said, you had to be there, man. You had to see how she had her chest poked out as she said it. Because it's like you could tell that this ain't her first rodeo. It was like she knew what to do and how to do it in order to get her motherfucking way. So a lot of these children, they hell on wheels, they demon seeds, man. Not just female children, man. Male children as well. That's why I went ahead and I prefaced Little Yummy. We ain't just beating up on female children here. Male children are very guilty of this overall energy as well. So in the black community right now, you have children, women and children being weaponized against men. The word of a black man ain't shit. Black man, you are dirt. No one cares about you. No one gives two fucks about you. Not even your own brothers. Your own brothers out here, they are salivating at the mouth. Sell you the fuck up the river for some panties, man. They oh so quick to rush to judgment and throw your ass under the bus. And quite frankly, I'm fucking sick of it, man. Goddamn sick of it. And I know it's gonna be real hard for a lot of y'all to relate to me, man, because my experience is just bonkers, man. A lot of y'all don't have my experience in this shit. Like I said, the prison experience, the foster care experience, and the street experience, man. The street experience has been bonkers as well, man. I done seen a whole lot of shit, man, when it comes to these so-called female babies. And just women in general, man, that is sickening in the worst way. In this society and the steady propaganda that's being pumped on TV and in the movies and on video games helps to enforce it and to solidify it, man. Men in general, and especially black men, you are second-class citizens, man. And you are being held hostage by your own woman and your children. I know it's hard for a lot of y'all to see it unless you're above the clouds and you can get a bird's eye view of this shit, man. And I would equate my occupations as bird's eye views of the situation, man. Because I deal with the worst of the worst when it comes to men, women, and children. So I know these demons are out there. A lot of y'all never rub elbows with them. A lot of y'all never experience it. A lot of y'all never see it due to the fact that you never had occupations where you had to. Me being involved in the sex trade, me being involved in foster care, me being involved in corrections. I dealt with these themes for 20 years, day in and day out repeatedly. So yes, I am highly sensitive and highly critical, man, when it comes to black men being so-called convicted and incarcerated. I know that just because a court says you're guilty don't mean you're goddamn guilty. Because these days, all it takes is an accusation from a woman or a child, and you're fucked. So let's start with Exhibit A. I thought I'd just give y'all one example while we got Negroes running around here gloating that a certain said individual in the manosphere has been convicted of a rape. And we got white knight cooning ass niggas around here that's so ready to believe that a black man is guilty right off the grip without actually knowing the specifics of the case. We're gonna talk about something that was a little bit similar to the Tito situation. Let's talk about that right quick. We have this instance where we have two star athletes who were convicted in separate sexual assault cases, but the outcomes for them were very, very different. Brock Turner, the now infamous white former Stanford swimmer, received a 6-month sentence, although it looks like he'll only serve 3 months for sexually assaulting an unconscious woman behind a dumpster in January 18, 2015, when he was 20 years old. The sentencing was so light because, according to the judge, prison would have a severe impact on him. Once again, that's Brock Turner, the white boy from Stanford who was a swimmer, who sexually assaulted a woman behind a dumpster. The judge said, "Nah, I don't want to convict him. I don't really want to sentence him to nothing too harsh because, he's white. He's one of us. We can't have him go out like that. No. Prison will have a severe impact on him." Then you got the alternative. You got the all-star black high school football player, Brian Banks, with expectations of one day joining the National Football League. He was accused of rape when he was 16 years old. Wow, 16 years old. Ain't this some shit? And he was tried as an adult. received more than 5 years in prison and another 5 years on parole for being a sex offender. Hello, Taz. Before his accuser admitted to fabricating the allegations and all charges were dropped. His aspirations of a college scholarship or one day playing in the NFL were stolen from him. Oh my God, man. And the thing is, this happens a lot, but y'all don't know it. Because y'all not in proximity to hear these stories, man. This is the shit I heard for 10 fucking years in the joint, man. And I gotta hear these YouTube niggas that's supposed to fucking know better. But we got a particular nigga out here on YouTube that says if the white man says you did it, you did it. If you get on a list, if you get on a sexual offender list, then you must be a sexual offender. When the reality is they passing out sexual offense convictions like graham crackers, man. They're like, here, you want one? Here, you want one? Here, you want a couple? Here. I mean, they just handing them out, man. It's so easy to end up on a sexual offense registry, bro. If you look at a bitch wrong, they got you. I know it sounds extreme, but a lot of y'all just don't know because y'all not in close proximity to hearing all these goddamn stories, man. So let's revisit this, man. We got a white boy, man, who received 6 months. And the judge didn't want to sentence him to anything more crucial, man, because, you know, he said, hey, you white and you're from good stock, and I don't want to ruin you. I don't want to do that to you. Once again, this is a white boy who allegedly, no, not even allegedly, according to the court, he did sexually assault some woman behind a dumpster while she was unconscious. January 18th, 2015, he was 20 years old. Now you juxtapose that with homeboy Brian Banks with expectations of one day joining the National Football League. He was accused of rape when he was 16. And they said, fuck you, nigga. We gonna try you as an adult. He received more than 5 years in prison and another 5 years on parole for being a sex offender. But you let Taz tell it. He guilty, right? He guilty, right? He guilty. Just because the court say so. Below, his accuser admitted to fabricating the allegations and all charges were dropped. His aspirations of a college scholarship or one day playing in the NFL were stolen from him. Poof, poof, poof in the ether. Another young black man destroyed because of the joint collaboration of a black bitch in the court. And this is no indictment on black bitches. I mean, shit, if it was a white bitch, I'd say a white bitch. Bottom line, it's females. The woman, the female, has been weaponized against you. Black man. And white men too. Just gonna take a little more time for it to really trickle down to white men. I mean, they getting a small taste of it, man. But the real cash cow, the real victim here is you, brother. And we got black men who just can't wait to dogpile your black ass, man. You on the sexual offender list. You on the list. No, how about we use a little bit of discernment here, man? Because we know how crooked the system is. And we know how fucked up these black broads are out here. I got more than enough stories, man, of chicks actually coaching their female children to get their daddies twisted up, man, on some sexual abuse charges, man. Not about to be out here co-signing this shit. These niggas with this weak ass shit, man, of always upholding the broad over the brother, man. Fuck you. We gonna look at the facts of the case. And fuck you if you don't like it. Shit. This ain't to say that there ain't brothers out there doing dirt. But we ain't jumping the gun here, man. There's something really diabolical about the female mind, man. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, we can ask Emmett Till about that shit. A broad lie on your ass in a minute, man. And they do it when they young. They especially do it when they young. Yeah. And then when you point that shit out, it makes you out to be some sort of villain. I'm like, no, I ain't no villain, nigga. I just live in the real world. I know what the fuck I see. I know what the fuck I hear. Something about the woman, man, they just don't believe in the very concepts of righteousness and justice, man. All they care about is their feelings and their emotions. Got Emmett Till beaten and bludgeoned to death off the words of a goddamn woman, bruh. I know a lot of y'all are saying, how does that, equate to what we talking about now when it comes to child abuse? Man, it's all the same thing, man. When it comes to a woman, when it comes to a female, you're going to have to deal with this, Jack. You're going to have to deal with the specter of someday being lied on by a woman. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. In my experience, out here dealing with all sorts of shit, man. I've heard all sorts of outlandish stories from chicks, man, about this and about that, about sexual abuse, sexual allegations, or whatever. And I'm trying to, man, look, I've done this for 20 years, and dog, I swear to God, man, as far as the females that deal with me on a personal level, the ones that I actually know, I've had probably about 20 instances, man, when a female would tell me that she was so-called sexually abused or raped or whatever. And guess what? None of this shit ever panned out. None of this shit was true. Bitch was just making shit up, was lying. Now, if I would have been a Taz ass nigga, I would have got my pitchfork and I would have got my noose and I would have went to look for a nigga, man. But I don't cape for bitches, nigga. I just don't. And not even for young ones. I'm going to listen to what they got to say. I'm going to scrutinize it, man. And I'm going to basically use some critical thinking, man, before I even take what a child has seriously. Because I know of 3 different females that actually coached their daughters into lying on men. I know 3. So just in case a lot of y'all getting this shit twisted, man, y'all want to go ahead and twist this up and someone's trying to defend pedophiles and shit. Nah, man, that's not what this is, man. I know that's what you want to believe, man. But over here at Mac City, we are about making sure the justice system actually does what it's supposed to do. Disseminate justice. Once again, right now, we talking about people being unjustly prosecuted and unjustly being convicted in the court of law. And then we got slow ass niggas out here basically stating that just because the courts say you guilty, you guilty. And we got just a plethora of instances where we can see that that's not true. We can look at the case of a brother named Van Dyke Perry. Let me go ahead and read this article right quick, man. The article starts. The woman, dirty and disheveled, in tears, ran over to a patrol car parked along in Harlem Street in the early morning of January 18, 1991. She told police officers she had been kidnapped at knife point near her home in Queens and raped by 3 black men, whom she identified. Before the end of the month, the police arrested 2 of the men she had named, Gregory Counts, then 19, and Van Dyke Perry, then 21. They were charged with rape, sodomy, kidnapping, and criminal possession of a weapon. According to court records, the 3rd man was never caught. Investigators had no physical evidence. Semen recovered from the woman did not match the 2 accused men. Imagine that shit. The prosecution's case relied heavily on her testimony. No shit. Which was inconsistent. No shit. The defense argued the woman, a recovering crack addict, fabricated the story to protect her boyfriend, who had shot Mr. Perry 2 months earlier and was wanted by the police, court records show. Yet in 1992, a jury convicted Mr. Counts and Mr. Perry on all counts, except for the weapons charges. Mr. Perry ended up serving 11 years in prison and Mr. Counts served 26. On Monday, both men walked into a packed courtroom to hear the Manhattan District Attorney, Sirius R. Vance Jr., ask a judge in state Supreme Court to vacate their convictions based on newly discovered DNA evidence and the woman's decision to recant her testimony. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Look, man. Broads out here lying on brothers is more common than you think, man. And I'm just mystified how, you got dudes on here that still, they just, they kind of stuck on stupid, man. They can't wait to throw a brother under the bus. You on the list. You on the sex offender list. So, let's look at the case. Let's make sure that this brother is actually a scumbag, okay? Because many times in court, bro, I mean, it's just, the injustice that's been going on for so many motherfucking years, man. So you got this Van Dyke Perry cat, man, who was lied on. Court didn't have shit. Didn't have any sort of proof. What they went on was this lying bitch's word. And then to compound that, I don't understand how this shit happens. She recanted her statement. She recanted her testimony. Ain't that something? You can be lied on by some nothing ass bitch and had 26 years of your life taken away. So look, y'all, this is what I'm on right here. Fuck what this other nigga talking about. He can keep having his tongue up every woman's ass that he meet if he want. But like I said, man, we about patriarchy over here, man. We trying to bring patriarchy back, man. We trying to put men back in the driver's seat, bruh. But society don't want that. Society does not want that, man. Society does not want black men as the head of the house no more, bruh. And you can see it in everything today. And I especially seen it. But anyway, just thought I'd come on here and talk shit for a little bit. Shout out to my crew once again. I'll be posting a little something in my Patreon in a little bit, man. And we're going to be talking about status and women and how important it is. Share a little bit of ism with you, a little bit of game. But until then, I'm going to come out here, man. I'm going to wreck shop, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm just sick to my stomach of these nothing-ass white knight, pussy-ass niggas, man. So quick to crucify brothers, man. I'm sick of it, dog. Sick of it. Brothers, always know and remember, man. Just because someone has a so-called conviction in court, take that with a grain of salt, man. The American justice system or the judicial system is replete. It's jam-packed full of instances of brothers being wrongfully convicted, man. We want to be careful. No one knows that more than me. This Big Mike coming at you live and direct. Max City Limits Radio Show. Go ahead and feel free to visit my Patreon, man. Go ahead to Patreon, Max City Limits. My Patreon is Max City Limits. You ain't gonna believe all the receipts I got up in there, man. For the weak ass niggas who don't think I was in the military, don't think I did foster care, don't think I was pimping and macking on broads and shit. I done did it all, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I got the receipts of my Patreon. So, nigga, if you think I'm lying, spend you about $5 to $10 and go ahead and do all the data mining that you think you need to do to expose me. I'm out.